gosh, dude. That guy. Look at that guy. He's beat. Oh, there it is. Hey, no way, dude. Come here. Come here. Come here. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Excited for today's adventure. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're actually going back old school style. You know, we used to make a ton of these types of videos earlier on in the history of the channel. We're going on an old-fashioned herping mission. We're out here in the old lake bed. This is the lake they're drying that we live on. And it has gotten so low where it's just basically just a bunch of mud. And most of it's dry enough now that we can walk on. We got our boots on, and there should be a lot of wildlife out today. It's warm today. It's kind of overcast, which is honestly really great conditions for finding snakes. And you know, with the lake bed being exposed as it is now, there's all sorts of like stumps and laydowns and just lots of things we can flip. And I'm hoping we can find some cool creatures today. There could be some cottonmouth, there could be some other unique snakes. We can find some turtles. We also might find some things that have been lost out here over the last 30, 40 years by anglers out in the water. So I'm excited. We got a lot of cool terrain to hike. We're gonna go way back up there in the woods, and I think it's gonna be an awesome time. And I think we're gonna find some cool stuff. So if y'all are excited to join along with us on today's adventure, do us a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and let's see if we can find some crazy creatures today. Let's go. It's a little sneaky. If you look right here, it looks good. I was really solid. Like, that's hard ground right there. I noticed it was a little bit lower of an indention, and yeah, I just went straight down. You can't even see where I went down at. It's just, but we're good. We survived. We're good. We're gonna keep trekking this way, and we're gonna find something awesome now. Okay, guys, coming close. We found something cool. It's not a reptile or an amphibian, but it's this really cool looking caterpillar. He's got some little fuzzy spines. I bet he'd sting me. Look at that thing. That guy is awesome. Look how bright that yellow is. That's cool, guy. Those little spines will definitely hurt you if you grab him. He'll sting you. So we'll leave him there. I don't know what species that is. We'll look it up and see if we can figure it out. But he is cool nonetheless. So we've made it a pretty good ways back here up the creek. We haven't seen anything yet, but we're coming across a bunch of these guys right here. These are little beaver houses, and they are great places to find snakes, especially like cottonmouth. They love to just kind of sit up here in the brambles, so we're checking them all out pretty thoroughly. I haven't looked through this one yet, but this is kind of stuff. And also you can see all these little frogs jumping around everywhere. That is primo cottonmouth food, and that's what they're doing right now. They're up here just kind of in the shallows, eating the trapped little small fish and eating the frogs. So I think if we come across enough of these and dig around them a little bit, we'll eventually find a cottonmouth or something. This one seems to be vacant at the moment. But they could literally be anywhere. They're pretty cryptic, they're hard to see. So we're gonna keep an eye out for them, make sure we don't accidentally step on one, but hopefully we'll find a pretty good one soon. And drag it out. I'm probably gonna bring a cart. Cottonmouth, 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 cottonmouth. Begging. Oh my gosh, dude, look at that guy. Look at that guy, he's beat. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that tail waggle right there. He is agitated. Dude, that came out of nowhere. Oh gosh, dude, this is the guy we were after. And kind of an unlikely spot. We were thinking we were gonna find him next to some cover, but he was out here just chilling. He is a thick one. This is the character that we've been after for the last half hour. Finally found him, it took longer than I thought. He's wiggling his tail, kind of just alerting me that, you know, he's here, he's big and bad. He is pretty big and bad. Look at that. Oh, there we go. And now he's flashing his white cottonmouth. These are all strategies that he has to warn us that he will mess us up if we continue to agitate him. But we're here to try to get a good look at this guy and show him off to y'all because he is striking. Man, what a beautiful snake. So obviously, this is the cottonmouth. It's okay, Bubba. It's okay, Bubba. It's okay. These guys are not very graceful when they start slithering like that. They're not like these other snakes that you see just getting away real quick. They're more agile in the water. Come here, we're gonna try to get a little closer to you, buddy. There we go. We got the cottonmouth on the hook. What a beautiful specimen. He's pretty medium sized, but look how thick and stocky this one is. This is Agkistrodon piscivorus. And man, what a cool snake. He's probably 2.5 feet long. And this is one of our native pit vipers. You can tell it's a cottonmouth. If you look at his head, it's got that really nice arrow-shaped head. On the back of his head, he's got those big venom glands. If you look at his eyes, he has the vertical pupil. And if you look between his nostril and his eye, you'll see he has a heat-sensing pit, and that is how they detect prey when they're sitting there just chilling. A lot of times these guys, so these guys have a couple of different feeding strategies. One, they'll sit, cryptic, just coiled up, wait for something to come by, they'll strike it, they'll inject venom, and then they'll go eat it. And then they'll also be an active forager. They'll just kind of cruise around here in the shallows and gobble up, small bait fish, small frogs, and there is a ton of those out here right now. You can see he's calmed down on the hook now. We startled him at first, but now he's chill with us. He's flickering his tongue about, just kind of getting a sense of what's going on here. We're not here to hurt him. A lot of people would. These are venomous. If we were to get bitten, there's no doubt we would be heading to the hospital right now. But I've handled a ton of venomous snakes throughout the years, so I'm really comfortable in this situation. But I do not advise that any of y'all go out and try to handle cottonmouth. That's why we're using the snake hook. We're not even gonna pin his head and try to grab him. We're just gonna admire him in all his beauty, get some cool shots of him up close, and we're gonna send him on his way and see if we can find some more cool snakes. All right, well, Big Jeff here is really calmed down now. We got some sweet pics of him. But a couple of things I want to talk about the morphology too, to kind of help y'all if y'all stumble upon a snake in the wild and you want to know if it's cottonmouth or not, especially if you're in an aquatic environment like this. So if you look at the side of the snake's head, you'll see he has that white stripe, running right straight down the cheek, across the top lip. That's one of the things I look for when I'm looking at water snakes, is if they have that white strip right there, it's most of the time a cottonmouth. There's a few snakes that kind of have that marking, but it's pretty unique to the cottonmouth. And then when you look at his scales too, you can see that they're really rough, they're really keeled. You can really see those scales really good. They're not smooth, they're not glossy. There's kind of that matte finish, just really rigid, rough scale. And that's something else I look for also. And then if you see them in the water, these snakes are really buoyant. Other water snakes, when they're swimming in the water, most of their body is underneath the water. But with the cottonmouth, most of the time the whole body is floating on top of the water whenever they're slithering away. And we'll probably release them by the water and see if we can get that and show you guys that. But that's a few things I look for whenever I'm out in the woods, or if I'm just out and about fishing and I stumble upon a snake, and that's kind of how I help identify as a cottonmouth. We got one last look at the cottonmouth. We're down here by the water. It seemed like he was kind of going this direction when we first startled him, so we'll let him go right here and see if he wants to go out into the water. He's probably tired of us at this point. Oh, there he goes, just creeping into the creek. Look at him go. Man, what a beautiful snake. I mean, he is perfect. Not a blemish on. Let's see how high he sits up in the water. Guys, my favorite thing that I'm seeing on our trek back here in the swamp today is all of these little beaver dams. Since the lake has been drawn down, you can see all their little trails they take. We have this one right here. But guys, look at this thing. Those beavers love sliding on this thing. They got the thing all smoothed out. Can you just imagine a whole family of beavers just sliding over that thing, having fun? It looks like a nice little slick ramp. But seriously, guys, I'm expecting to find a snake on one of these. We haven't seen one yet, but I'm betting on it before we get out of here. We're gonna find something on one of these beaver dams. It's too good. Right now we're gonna go upstream a little bit. All this water is blocked off and we got a lot of small pools. I packed a little small net with me in my backpack and we're gonna kind of dip net around. We might could find some aquatic salamanders, might could find some trapped fish. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's worth scooping around and see if we can find something cool down here in the weeds. Okay guys, so we've got a little pool of water right here. Well, it's actually just a mud puddle. And I was gonna just walk past it, I saw some motion down in there. And it looks like there's some fish trapped in the bottom of it, but there's literally like, a ½ centimeter of water down there. I'm not sure if we can get down in there, but it looks like some little catfish. There could be a cottonmouth coiled up in there too. I don't know, I don't see nothing here, but look at this, guys. Oh, he's dead. There is some live fish right here, guys. That one's dead, but look there. Look at that little catfish. I can't tell if it's a bullhead or what, but I'm keeping in the net. We're gonna save these fish. Some of these it's too late for them. That one's dead. Here's one that's alive. A little something, he's a little murky, we gotta wash them off. But there's a bunch of fish in here. Like, what is that? I don't know. Man, that sucks. Oh, dude, this looks like a pickerel. It looks like a little muddy one. That's a baby chain pickerel, just dead. Dried up and dead. Are any of these guys still flipping around? He's flipping. We're gonna save you. Well, we dug around in there a little bit. I was kind of hoping we would find a siren. That's an aquatic salamander, but we did find a few fish. Some of these are alive. That catfish is still alive. I think those are pygmy sunfish too. Let's go. There's some water over there. We'll release them over there. I think that water is gonna stay. But that kind of sucks for those fish. There was like probably 20 in there that got trapped. Let's wash these off and get a good look at them. Okay, so that guy is unfortunately deceased. That is a baby chain pickerel. Really cool little fish. Hopefully we can catch one that's alive. We got another pool behind us that looks like it's got a lot of water in it. We'll send him back into the abyss. Okay, but we have this guy right here, and he's actually still alive. It looks like it's a baby yellow bullhead, but it's kind of hard to tell. It could be some sort of mad tom, but he looks really, really skinny. Like he's been trapped in there for a little bit. We got a good bit of water right here, and I think this is gonna hold water for a while. So we'll go ahead and release him into there. But had we not showed up today, he definitely probably wouldn't have lived to be around here tomorrow. Toss him back in. Oh, he's stuck. Here, little guy. And I think these guys were kicking too. Yeah, these guys are kicking. I'm not sure what those are. I think those are pygmy sunfish, but again, they just look so just grotesque and skinny. They don't even look right. They look very strange. I think they're pygmy sunfish, but we'll send them into the little ditch here, and maybe they'll make it, maybe they'll be snake food. Hope the beavers don't mind me. I'm up here looking for snakes on their roof. This is a solid beaver house. But I'm not seeing any guys cooled up in here. Which is kind of surprising. It's like perfect. Maybe they're more on the ground level down here by the water. What?
You got me. That scared me.
What?
He's right here.
Oh, that's great. That's actually great. Okay guys, I literally just walked right past this thing and Jacob got spooked and almost stepped on it. This is a little baby cottonmouth. I was hoping to find one of these today. He is so fast. You gotta be careful with these guys. These guys are a little bit more erratic than the big guy we found earlier. We're gonna try to get him over here in the open so he doesn't get lost in this grass. Man, he's quick. Okay, here we go. He's kind of calming down now. Man, look at this beautiful little snake. A lot of people, if they saw this thing at first glance, would think that this is a copperhead just because of the coloration. And it's something I wanted to talk about earlier with that first snake we found. So that was an adult, but whenever they're babies, they are very much different colored than they are when they're adults. They have this, this bright banding. It helps them blend in with the leaf litter a little bit better. When they're small, even though they are venomous, they are very vulnerable to other predators that will come in and eat them. So this helps them blend in with their environment a little bit more. And you can kind of see on this guy, we'll get a close up here in a second, they have a bright chartreuse tip tail. They call that a caudal lure. And what they'll do, they'll actually waggle that little bright chartreuse tail around and lure in, small frogs and small other little prey items in, and then they'll snap them and get them. These guys are really cool. He's probably only like 10 inches long. I mean, he could have been born this year. I think it's probably a second-year snake, but I'm not exactly sure. So Cottonmouth have live births, so that's pretty cool. And it's cool they found this little guy out here today. He's very, very beautiful, but he is very ornery and very quick and snappy. We're gonna be very careful with this guy, and hopefully he doesn't turn around and get us. I would like to get him up here a little bit more still so we can get some good looks at him. Okay, this little guy has really warmed up to us. He was really feisty at first, but now he's really super chill. And that's kind of how it is with all these snakes. Once you handle them a little bit and kind of demonstrate that you're not here to kill them, they end up cooperating for the camera a lot better. But really, really cool snake. You know, a little juvenile cottonmouth. I was really hoping we find one, so I'm glad that Jacob found one even though he almost stepped on him. Glad he didn't step on him because that wouldn't have been good for anybody. But we're gonna send him back here in this little ditch area. What we noticed while we were filming him is that there are so many little cricket frogs right here, and I'm assuming that he's here because of that. It's like a complete little buffet line. Like every step we're taking, there's like 20 to 30 cricket frogs going off. So he's got a good spot. He's got a lot of food available to him. So we're just gonna set him right here on the bank. He can slither up here back into the grass, or he can go down the ditch, whatever he wants to do. But what a cool find. And hopefully we'll find something even cooler than him before it's all said and done. Got him, got him. So this little guy, let me get him out so y'all can see him. He's very tiny, very fragile. There we go. That is a cricket frog. And there are so many of these little guys out here hopping around. And this is just a little snack size little guy for those cottonmouths out here. That little baby we just caught, I'm sure he's been munching on these things all day long. These are really cool. I like hearing them in the springtime call. They can be kind of loud and obnoxious, but they're really cute. We're gonna send him back. Okay, we've covered a little bit of ground since we found that small juvenile cottonmouth. I saw this tree right here. It was kind of sticking out from everything else. There's a lot of big cypress knees all bundled up around it. I thought maybe we could find another cottonmouth, something underneath it, but all I found was a turkey feather, and I found a red-eared slider turtle shell. But what's kind of weird about it is it's got this hole right here. Looks like maybe somebody caught it and shot it, or it could have just happened naturally. I really don't know, but that's kind of strange. Looks like somebody might have taken like a little 22 or something and it went through the turtle. But either way, a couple of interesting finds. This is a really good looking spot. Like this is the kind of stuff we're looking for. Something that kind of stands out, something unique. I mean, there could be a cottonmouth coiled up around any of these bundles of cypress knees. And yeah, we're gonna peep around them a little bit more. But we're gonna keep continuing upstream, and I'm sure we'll find some more cool spots up there. Guys, look at how incredible this place is that we've stumbled on. There are so many beautiful mature cypress trees back here, and they like have this crazy lichen on them, and it just makes them look blue. I mean, they are blue. There's a tree right here, and it's literally completely blue. And then on the ground, it's just laced with cypress knees. So we gotta make sure we don't trip and fall and like spear ourselves on a cypress knee. But also, there could be a cottonmouth anywhere. What I'm looking for is like an isolated patch of water that maybe funnels off of the creek. If we could find that, it'd be a hot spot for cottonmouth or any other sort of water snake or just any sort of creature at this point. I'm not seeing that right now. It looks like there's a better chance for that back this way, but I mean, we just had to stop and show you guys this scenery. It is incredible. I mean, these tree trunks go all the way up and there's no branches on them. It's just, I haven't seen anything like this in a while. It's just so beautiful back here. I mean, guys, look at this tree. I mean, I know it's not like sky blue, but that's blue, or is it green? It's kind of like a seafoam green color maybe, but the whole entire tree is that color. It is just so crazy. It has these awesome buttressing bases right here. You got cypress knees coming up everywhere. All we need is a snake coiled up next to it, but regardless, it's incredible out here. Man, from one habitat extreme to the next, we were just inside a really densely packed cypress swamp, and now we're back out here in the lake bed again. And you can see around us we have all of these beautiful yellow flowers blooming, and there is so much life on there. There's honeybees. We're seeing a lot of monarch butterflies flying around here that are migrating south down to Mexico, and they're stopping and enjoying these plants. But we're actually just found some more good water. It's a small little muddy pools back this way. They look like they could definitely be holding something unique for us to find. So we're gonna go up there. Hopefully it's not too mushy. It looks kind of mushy, but we're gonna see if we can get up in there and see if we can't sift around and find something cool. No way. No way, no way, dude. Oh my gosh, look at this. Dude, this is the best thing you can find out here. No way, dude. Guys, this is a mud snake. Oh my gosh. We've been hiking for like 2 hours without seeing any more snakes since that juvenile cottonmouth, and boom, a mud snake. Oh my gosh, this is like the holy grail out here when you're herping in the swamp out here. Oh my gosh, dude, this is big. Like, look how big this thing is. That is a giant mud snake. I've caught several mud snakes out here, but I don't know if I've ever caught one this long. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Gorgeous, finally something that we can handle today. Guys, I'm like shaking, I'm like trembling. Look at this thing. This is incredible. You have no idea. You have no idea. This is just awesome. I was deep down in my heart hoping we would come across something as interesting and as exciting as this is. I mean, the cottonmouth are exciting, but there's just nothing like a mud snake out here in the swamp, especially in a setting like this. Look at this. We are surrounded by these beautiful yellow flowers. We got this ditch coming in. There's just enough water out here. These guys are out here still chilling. And I can't believe it. I haven't found a mud snake out here in a while, but man, look at the colors on this thing. Isn't that gorgeous? On the top, they're just that really shiny, glossy black, but you look at their belly, that red and black checkerboard pattern. It is just incredible. So stunning. And these guys are super chill. I've never had one try to strike at me and try to bite me. They're just awesome. Okay guys, we moved up just a little bit. Where we were standing at, where we caught this guy, the ground was a little bit loose and we were sinking, but we're on some good sturdy ground now. But again guys, look at this beautiful western mud snake. This is Ferantia abicura runwartii, and it is just an incredible aquatic snake species. And while they're probably not super rare, you know, as far as like numbers go, they are very hard to find, which makes them really rare to see out in broad daylight like this. I only run into a handful of these a year. And again, this is one of the longer ones I've seen. These guys can get up and over 5 feet long, but I would say he's probably pushing like 40 inches or so. He's not super thick, but it could be due to the lake drying up and then the food source being less available. I'm not sure, because if you look over here to the right, there is a pretty good little section of water, and I feel like it is home to this guy's main forage species, which is the western lesser siren, which is an aquatic salamander. And I think that's something that's really unique about this snake, is that they are specialist feeders on those aquatic salamanders. And without the salamanders, these guys, you know, they really can't survive. So this is prime habitat for them. I'm gonna try to find one of those salamanders here in a little bit, but let's just take a moment to appreciate the beautiful colors on this thing again, and just the overall morphology. These guys are just so awesome. You wouldn't think that a snake that lives down in the mud, spends most of his time in the water, would come out this beautiful. I love the red and the black belly. This guy appears to actually be in shed. He's kind of dull. He's not as glossy as one that isn't in shed, and his eyes are a little bit clouded over, but just, that's so spectacular. I couldn't have asked for a better snake to find out here in the swamp. Okay, so we've been handling this mud snake for a little bit, and guys, I gotta be honest with y'all, he's just seeming really lethargic. I mean, mud snakes are really, you know, mild tempered and they really don't do a whole lot, but this guy is just, he seems very low energy. He seems, you know, pretty slim for mud snakes, and I'm kind of worried about it. You know, I was thinking about this, you know, just throughout the lake drawing down process, how it was going to be affecting the wildlife out here. And with these guys being, you know, pretty much fully aquatic snake species, like they don't come up on land to bass. They spend most of the time in the water because, like I said, they spend most of their time foraging on aquatic salamanders. And when the water recedes like this, you know, those aquatic salamanders, you know, they begin to disappear. They go out towards the lake or wherever they go, or maybe they all die too. So I'm thinking that this guy's probably had a pretty rough time, you know, catching prey over the last few weeks. And that's probably why he's kind of in this overall body condition. And back here, there are some pools that are probably holding some salamanders, but I think it probably would be best to give this guy a better shot at surviving, to take him somewhere where there's a little bit more water. Back this way, there's a little bit more water and there's the main creek channel. But it just, and we could be wrong, he could be just kind of, you know, just chilling because he's in shed, but from all the mud snakes I've found, he just isn't quite acting right. And that makes me sad because he is such a beautiful snake, and I'm so glad we were able to find him, but makes me worried about him a little bit. But we're going to, I guess, hike him back over this way where there's a little bit more water and release him back into the mud and the weeds. Man, what a pretty snake this guy is. Okay, one last look at our little western mud snake. We're gonna release him out here in this pool of water back here behind us. There's a good bit of it back there. It's really marshy. It's prime mud snake habitat. I think there's enough water for him to survive and thrive and hopefully find some sirens to eat. They're probably condensed in there right now. So we're gonna hike out there. That mud is probably really squishy, but we wanna get as close to the water as possible. So we're gonna risk it for the biscuit and give this guy a proper release back into the drink. Man, that is just so crazy. Okay, here we go. I wouldn't do this for everybody, but I'll do it for you, Mr. Mud Snake. All right, now this log. Oh gosh. Well, what can I say, guys? It has been an amazing time out here exploring the dry lake bed and walking back here into the swamp. We didn't find as much as I thought we were going to, but we did manage to find those 2 cottonmouth, and then at the very end, find that beautiful western mud snake. We're gonna make the long hike back out of here. Maybe we'll see something else, maybe not. But regardless, it was a lot of fun. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more herping videos like this, let us know. We're kind of getting at the end of herping season, but it'll be coming back again real soon. So if y'all would like to see some more of this type of content, let us know in the comments section. If you enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future fishing and herping and wild outdoor adventures. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.